Today, I want to talk about an insane plan to squeeze all shorts across the entire market. The chairman and CEO of CRTD is forming an alliance with a number of other CEOs like Adam Aaron, and will be merging his company with a number of other meme stock companies and issuing cross-dividends to destroy the shorts. So stay tuned and let's make some money. Now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, Jeremy tweeted saying it's been proposed to me by senior stakeholders that CRTD should merge with GTII. Now obviously Jeremy from it here is the chairman and CEO of Created or CRTD, an OTC traded company. CRTD and a number of other OTC companies and companies on the New York Stock Exchange like AMC and Gamestop have been very heavily shorted, and there's been tons and tons, if not millions, if not hundreds of millions or even billions of synthetic shares created over the last year and a half to 2 years plus. And Jeremy has been discussing a merger with CRTD and GTII, and he says that transaction terms are to be decided. And he said, I'll be the CEO, and once agreed, we'd eliminate both companies' CUSIP numbers and create a new co-CUSIP listed only to the New York Stock Exchange. And therefore only physical shareholders holding real shares get new co-company issued shares. And he thinks that the shorts would be in trouble and that they must cover. Now, Jeremy is actually very responsive to his shareholders, such as Chris Wenzel. Chris tweeted saying, Jeremy, I'm a shareholder on CRTD, and was also a shareholder of TRCH and MMAT as well during that merger. He said all the shorts did was put up collateral during the merger until the new CUSIP number and the new CUSIP shares were issued. He said, I love the merger plan, but a special dividend or NFT or digital token, aka security token offering, would be best in my opinion. Jeremy replied saying, well then I will do both. He said the OG spin-off dividend will be first listed on the blockchain and then on the OTC market after 60 days. He said that trade will take place simultaneously with a theoretical merger and creation of a new CUSIP number. And he said, as I've said, this plan will be a trifecta destroying the shorts. Protagonist also tweeted saying, can I suggest an alternative? He said, simply get elected to the GTII board. As payment for your services, you say that I want every CRTD shareholder to receive a special dividend from GTII. He said, then elect somebody from GTII to your own board and do the same thing, issuing effectively a cross-dividend. He said 2 separate companies crossing dividends to other shareholders would never have been done before. And again, as Jeremy tweeted, he said it would literally be the first time ever, but I am confident I can pull it off as long as the stock stays strong. He said we could make history with this merger between CRTD and GTII, destroying all shorts across the entire market. Because obviously if these shorts end up being squeezed and being margin called on their GTII and CRTD positions, they'd have to sell off all of their long positions and close all of their short positions, including their AMC and Gamestop shorts as well. This is a perfect way to test a merger, a cross-dividend and a security token offering without specifically impacting AMC or without specifically damaging AMC, as it would be a separate meme stock company doing all the work. This way CRTD could squeeze the shorts not only for themselves, but for us as well. And today Jeremy tweeted saying that he had a great dinner with GTII and that now is the time to execute. He said those who stand in our way are finished. Jeremy also tweeted saying that I had a very productive meeting with David. He said I'll be reaching out to a number of CEOs over the next few weeks to discuss them joining CEOblock.com in our fight against synthetic shorts, including Adam Aaron and a number of other listed company CEOs like Elon Musk as well. Obviously, CEOblock.com is the company or website created for CEOs to come together and put an end to synthetic short selling. I personally think this would be brilliant if Jeremy could form an alliance with Adam Aaron and with Ryan Cohen as well from GameStop. Right now it seems to be mostly over-the-counter CEOs or over-the-counter companies that are being heavily manipulated and heavily shorted that are coming together. But I think if Jeremy had some big names behind him like Adam Aaron, like Ryan Cohen and like Elon Musk as well, I think they could be really a force to be reckoned with. I think especially if they can merge with GTII, create a new CUSIP, issue a cross-chain dividend and issue a security token offering, I think it could really destroy the shorts. And obviously if the shorts on CRTD and GTII are destroyed, those are the same shorts that are shorting AMC and Gamestop right now. Jeremy would effectively be destroying 2 birds with 1 stone. He'd be destroying the CRTD shorts and also the AMC shorts as well, causing the AMC squeeze. And Ang also tweeted some evidence from an Ally Assist chat that the Ally Assist representative is actually agreeing that they did indeed create synthetic shares for MMTLP. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to sign up to Moomoo right now using the link in the description below. You can currently get 23 stocks worth up to $2,000 each, which is a whopping total of up to $40,000. And right now, for the holiday period, Moomoo is currently holding a $60,000 giveaway sweepstake. We can see from this screenshot the user messaged Ally Assist saying, "From what I'm hearing, there are a lot of counterfeit shares." He said, "I'd like to put on record that I'm willing to take 7 FANG stocks for each of my MMTLP/next bridge shares." The customer care associate replied saying that may indeed be the case. In general, the stock was shorted more than the available shares in existence. He said, "As of right now, it looks like it's still halted and you can refer to the investor relations page for updates." So the Ally Assist representative actually agreed, saying the stock was indeed shorted more than the shares available. Clearly, synthetic shares have been created for MMTLP and CRTD and a number of other meme stock companies as well, not just AMC and Gamestop. Whether these shorts created synthetic shares on the same level, ploughing the same number of billions of dollars into these synthetic short positions, I can't say for sure. I don't know if there's a million synthetic shares, 10 million, 100 million, a billion, or even more synthetic shares on MMTLP and CRTD, but what I do know is that the AMC synthetic shares are likely in the billions. However, obviously, if one short ends up being squeezed, all of the shorts end up being squeezed across the entire market. And that's why, as Game of Trades tweeted, he said a short squeeze setup is in the works for the market. He said a big move up, and it's game over for all these puts. We can see that right now there's record levels betting on the downside of the S&P 500. Obviously, right now the S&P 500 is crashing, and therefore it makes sense for many of these hedge funds to begin taking out puts on the wider market. But obviously, on the whole, the majority of hedge funds are still long on the wider market and are very much at risk of going bankrupt and being liquidated during the crash. They're obviously trying to hedge their short positions with puts, but right now they're closer and closer to margin calls. However, obviously, when the S&P 500 does reach that Hail Mary point of the market crash, when there's an all-out crash that obliterates many hedge funds, we will indeed see tons of individual short squeezes across the entire market. Many of these hedge funds are obviously betting against some companies like AMC, CRTD, GTII, Gamestop, and many others. But obviously, when we see that final Hail Mary crash, it will cause a wave of liquidations that will cause individual squeezes across the entire market. Because obviously, when the majority of hedge funds are liquidated, they'll be forced to sell off their long positions and close out of their shorts. And closing out of their shorts will cause these individual speculative stocks to squeeze. And that's why Game of Trades is saying that a short squeeze setup is in the works for the market. And it seems that right now Citadel are really trying to push FUD onto AMC shareholders to try and convince them to sell their shares. You may have seen this tweet, you may not have, but this obvious bot account, John Legg, tweeted saying that gift cards will not be enough to save AMC. He said, "I will continue to be short selling the stock." Now, obviously, this account from John Legg is clearly a bot. He's got 0 followers, he's got 1 following, and he joined in October of 2022. But if we look to see which account he is following, it seems to be Citadel Securities. John Legg is clearly very anti-AMC and has been commenting on a number of AMC-related posts saying that he's shorting the stock, and he's so glad that he got out early. But it seems that John Legg is indeed a bot created by Citadel to obviously spread FUD and convince you to sell your shares. And that's why Stephanie tweeted saying everybody needs to listen to this. She said that Cramer actually admits that he can't tell people the truth about Citadel and Ken Griffin. Now, obviously this video is a little bit old, but it still rings true as Jim Cramer is still not allowed to talk about Ken Griffin or Citadel in a negative light. And that's why Stephanie said that I think we might be getting ready for a Lehman Brothers event. She said, "Get ready because all is not good in hedgy land."
Your piece on Citadel, very interesting. How conclusive?
Citadel's absolutely in great shape.
It is, but how conclusive
I just want to make that point right up top.
Okay.
They're in great shape. As a matter of fact, I want to throw money at them. If I were allowed to put money with them, anybody who's down 35%, the most important thing to do is throw money at them.
So when I see the New York Times with stories about
Wrong,
the
they're
health,
in great shape.
What? Why?
Well, because
Besides
they said
the
so.
35%.
They said they're in great shape.
But so Citigroup said they were in great shape.
Well,
a lot of banks said
Citadel's
they were in great
different.
shape.
See, this is how it works.
Yeah.
See, this is the way it's played. And guys like me can't even say anything other than they're in great shape.
Yeah.
Because then I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? See, when you're putting on an outfit like Citadel, the important thing is not get in trouble. That's why I continue to tell you they're in great shape. Now, if I told you they're in great shape 50 times, what's the takeaway? Thank you.
Yeah, they're in great shape.
Yeah, they're in great
the
shape.
end.
See, because you can't talk about a Citadel. You can't, because if you say they're not in great shape, he will say, prove it. Okay, I've already said we're in great shape. And if you say he is in great shape and someone listens to you, well, that's dangerous too. So these are crises of confidence. And, you know, look, there isn't anyone that I won't take on. Citadel's in great shape.
So I think this video is more relevant now than ever. You may have seen recently that Citadel are supposedly posting record profits. But obviously Jim Cramer and none of the mainstream media can say anything negative about Citadel because it's dangerous if they do so. Jim Cramer knows that he would get in trouble and it'd be very dangerous if he told people that Citadel was not in great shape, and especially if people listened, then he'd be in extra trouble. And therefore you shouldn't really necessarily believe everything you read in the mainstream media, especially not related to AMC or related to Citadel, because we know that Citadel lies and we know the mainstream media makes up tons and tons of FUD about AMC. But obviously these mainstream media outlets physically cannot say anything negative about Citadel because obviously Citadel has to be in great shape, otherwise they would be in a lot of trouble. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, be sure to ding that notification bell because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.